Hello, welcome back to the Wrestling Newsroom. I'm your host, All Things Wrestling, and today we're going to be looking at all the wrestling news from Thursday. We start with the biggest news. Vince McMahon has announced on his Twitter account that Roman Reigns, also known as Joe Anoa'i, will address the status of his fight with leukemia this Monday on Raw. Yes, Roman Reigns is returning with, I'm praying to God, it's really good news. So Roman Reigns is returning at least temporarily, I'm going to guess. But he could be returning permanently depending on how his health is doing. So yes, that's amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Roman, for everything you have done so far. And let's hope he is going to have a long, consistent legacy going forward soon. We then move to a weird thing that's been reported. It was reported that Andrea's apparently dating Charlotte Flair. One fan allegedly posted the two of them snuggling up in an airport. Charlotte just said must be a slow news day, so by the look of it, it's fake, but who actually knows? I imagine it probably is fake, because I swear Charlotte's married. I swear Charlotte has a husband, so yeah. And then Brad Shepard on the Oh You Didn't Know podcast commented on how people within WWE reacting to Corey Graves' divorce story. He said, "So I was told by a source in WWE that Corey was really cool, and I'm not going to go into some of the personal details that I was made aware of, but essentially the situation was chalked up to life on the road. You've read the reports, and I don't know what's true. You know, was there an experimental affair, and that report that came out saying that he'd separated for months. I just know I was told that Corey's really cool, and basically this is just a situation of the casualty of life on the road." What more can you say? I'll keep you updated with Corey Graves' story as and when I have updates. And Twitter account WrestleVote has made the announcement that, according to them, the Bryan versus Kevin Owens Mania match is apparently true, but nothing is set in stone, which basically means it's not going to happen, most likely. But if it does happen, and they do make Kevin Owens face Bryan, that would be amazing. Cannot wait. I need Kevin Owens back. And then there's been a few backstage reports about how they're handling NXT call-ups. Brad Shepard on the Oh You Didn't Know podcast again said, "I was told there's a weird dynamic at play where Triple H hypes the guys and Triple H tries to prove him wrong. In this case, Vince wanted to put the NXT call-ups in a hole and test them to see if they could climb out of it. So this is the methodical Vince throwing them in the deep end of the swimming pool and seeing if they drown or come up for air." Dave Meltzer also weighs in and says, "Vince McMahon felt that the reason the ratings are down is because of the product is stale and the stars are stale and we don't have enough superstars and these guys that we haven't had on the show. We need to make new stars. We've got to get these guys we haven't ruined." So basically, yeah, he's getting them up to try and make them stars. And obviously you are aware that most likely they're going to appear on NXT, Raw and SmackDown for the foreseeable future at least. And then Ronda Rousey is legitimately hurt after taking the crutch shots from Becky Lynch. She was bleeding heavily from the side of her head and was cut up and needed stitches in her elbow. It has been reported that Rousey wanted Lynch to hit her as hard as she could, and she did. If that is true, damn Ronda. And then it's also reported that Ronda Rousey was originally scheduled to face Alexa Bliss on Raw, but she ended up picking Ruby Riott because she felt more comfortable working a lengthy TV main event with Ruby Riott. So why did you squash her on the pay-per-view then? I do not know. Then Selena Vega talked about playing AJ Lee in the movie Fighting With My Family. Well, I play AJ Lee, the Divas Champion, and it's something I've found a connection with her because she was both we're both into video games and we're both a little bit of nerds, so it's really easy just to submerge myself into her and become her for that moment. Actually, I've known Dwayne Johnson for around 5 years now, and I'm going through a period of time where I was trying to get into WWE and it wasn't easy. It took me 8 years to get here, but at a time where I was struggling to become a WWE star and struggling to become an actress, I texted him one day and I was like, I'm at the end of my rope here, what do you suggest? Please give me some guidance. He's like, actually, I've been working on something for the past few days now. Give me a little bit and I'll call you. So I was like, okay, didn't think anything of it. And then he called me and said, so I have this project we're working on with, we're working with, and based on a documentary on Paige and her family and her life in wrestling. I would love for you to be involved. So she was like, okay, sweet. I'll probably just get a little scene in the background and that'd be great. He said, no, I want you to be champion. I want you to be the Divas champion. I don't even have to... And you don't even have to audition for the role, it's yours. I know you can do it. Of course, the waterworks and all that came afterwards, but it was pretty incredible because he's somebody that believed in me from the start. That is an awesome story showing how honourable and decent a man The Rock really is. We then move on to Ricochet has been pulled from the Evolve March shows. He was going to be there, but it was announced that Velveteen Dream will be replacing him. Obviously, with him being on the main roster, they can't really allow him on the shows. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. They're going to get Velveteen Dream at least. At least WWE didn't screw them over like Impact when they did stuff with other wrestling companies. And then it has been announced that Miz and Mrs. will be returning to the USA Network Tuesday, April 2nd. It will be going back to its regular slot at 10 PM after SmackDown. The episodes are billed as continuation on the first season. 14 will air during the second run. Each episode is 30 minutes long, which is absolutely awesome. I think it's great that The Miz gets a reality show, which is a hell of a lot better than Total Ballas, to be honest. Oh, Miz. Then we go to SmackDown. Ratings are up by over 220,000 viewers. They got 2.269 million, which is massively up from 2.034 million, which is amazing. SmackDown is getting some good ratings. Let's hope this can still happen. And then on Busted Open Radio, Billy Gunn commented on D-Generation X going into the Hall of Fame. I think it's the most exciting thing about the whole thing is China going in. I think it was a huge relief for me because you're right. I always said that she needed to go in. What goes on outside of wrestling is what does go on the outside of wrestling. It's nothing to do with the fact that she was a huge impact in the wrestling industry, and that's what this is recognising. I completely agree there, Road Dog. Billy Gunn. Wrong person. Yeah, the fact that they are now giving her the dues that she deserves. And it has also been announced that the Dusty Road Tag Team Classic is returning. They've already filmed all the show, which I'm not going to spoil for you. But yes, it's returning on NXT. It's going to have the Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Fabian Anchor and Michael Bonnell, the Forgotten Sons, the Street Profits are the first to be announced. DIY, Ricochet and Aleister Black, Tyler Bate 27, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch are the other 4 teams in it. So there's the 8 teams. And the brackets are Bate and 7 versus Street Profits. Oney Lorcan and Burch versus the Forgotten Sons are on the left side of the bracket. And on the right side is Undisputed Era, DIY, Ricochet and Black versus H and Barnell. So there you go. That is the Dusty Rhodes Classic table, which does sound like it's going to be a hell of a tournament, to be fair. Obviously, Adam Cole and O'Reilly won last year, the Authors of Pain won in 2016, and Samoa Joe and Finn Balor won the 2015 inaugural tournament. So cannot wait to see who wins. Obviously, with the filming, they've filmed the first round and the semi-finals of it, so we do not know who's actually going to win it. But again, I will not spoil what's going to happen. Now, as always, if you have enjoyed this newsroom, please give it a like. Please support me on Patreon. Link in the description below. Subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later. Bye.